Welcome back then. The markets come up the high point of the day, but at least Nifty, after briefly breaching the 11,450 odd mark, it's seeing a bit of a pullback. So let's see whether or not, we can see a bit of a fight coming in there. Tata Motors, that stock is moving a tad bit higher, and Bharti Infratel as well. After moving lower, the stock was down close to 100%. That as well is holding now in the green as we speak. But one of the biggest losers on the Nifty is Maruti. The stock is down nearly around 3%, as reports suggest that Maruti will cut down production in March. Sonia is with us to run us through those reports. Hey, Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. Yes, Maruti is one of the biggest losers, as news reports indicate that the production for the month of March will be cut by a whopping 27%, and this will be the lowest production in March since March of 2015. Now remember, this was on expected lines because demand has been pretty weak for the company and the sector in general. Inventory levels are still pretty high. However, the quantum of the production cut is something that has come as a negative surprise. We did reach out to the management. They said they don't want to comment on this report, but a lot of brokerages have written about the situation. In fact, Antique has come out with a view where they say that inventory levels continue to remain very high. The current dealer inventory remains at 6 weeks, and overall discounts for the month of March are likely to be about 30 to 50% higher on a year-on-year basis. So despite giving higher discounts, the inventory is just not, getting offloaded. The pain is more prominent in the premium Nexa channel for Maruti. They say that the average monthly losses for many Nexa channels is to the tune of 1 crore per month. So perhaps things could get a bit worse. If you look at the trend, the production in the month of March is expected to be at 126,000. This compares to 139,000 last year and 153,000 the year before. So there's definitely been a slowdown, and the expectation is that things could get worse. Back to you.
Thank you, Sonia, for that. Let's move on to another deal which is facing hurdles. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that no agreement with Etihad Airways over the terms of the MOU yet. Ritu Singh joins us with all the details. Ritu, what's the latest here?
Jet Airways rescue plans have run into rough weather, with no agreement being reached between the promoters of Jet Airways and Etihad over the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding, which will ensure there is some capital infusion from both of the parties. Etihad Airways, we're given to understand, is not willing to infuse 750 crore rupees as interim financing until differences with Naresh Goyal are resolved. There continue to be some sticking points. For instance, Naresh Goyal wants his nominees to have 2 board seats, but Etihad is only willing to grant them 1 board seat, maximum. The other sticking point is that Naresh Goyal wants the perpetuity clause to be removed when they're talking about capping his shareholding to 22%, something that Etihad insists must remain, and it is not willing to give any concession to Naresh Goyal on this particular clause. Given this, there is no promise of fund infusion from Etihad or even from Naresh Goyal at this point of time, and therefore things do not look very good for Jet Airways. But lenders say they continue to be in talks with both of the promoters. Negotiations are underway. There are no talks of Etihad pulling out just yet, and they're hopeful that some final resolution will be in place by the end of this week.
We'll keep an eye out on Jet Airways as well as the day progresses. But a whole host of stocks, they're reacting to news. Anisha joins in to fill us in with all the stocks that are on the news today. Anisha?
Hi Nigel, good morning. I'll start with Lupin because that one is coming under pressure because after the Mandiri facility last week, now the Somerset facility has got an OAI, and that is not good news for the company. Moving on to Grasim, wherein the IT department has slapped a demand notice of around 5,800 crore rupees, and that is what is keeping the sentiment in check. The stock down about 2.5%, though the company maintains that it is not tenable and they will take the legal recourse. Moving on to Vodafone Idea, which is seeing a downtick of around 2%. That after India Rating and Research has revised the rating as well as put in the rating on watch negative basis. So this is something to watch out for. Other than that, Ashoka Buildcon has received one of the orders of around 170 crores for rural electrification, and that one is in focus. Keep an eye out on all these stocks like Group Finance, Bandhan as well as HDFC, because HDFC has got the approval to have only 9.9% stake in the merged entity. ADAG Group, especially Reliance Communication, is in focus because NCLAT has refused SBI to release 260 crores to pay to Ericsson, and that was a big overhang on the stock. And just a few couple of actually buzzing names, Just Dial, IOC, these are the ones which are buzzing around and trade. Back to you.